Hey, we back with another episode, but this time it's a little different.
A little different.
A little different.
For those watching the video version, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know there's just some people missing, and they kind of got mixed up, bro. But this time we got a bonus episode. We got some guests on it.
Ethnic group right
Real ethnic group right here.
When you said this real different, I'm like, yeah, we missing a couple of black people.
It's usually 5 black people. It's only 2.
They outnumbered now.
Yo, right now me and Nichols are in LA, and we couldn't be there for the episode 50, where the guys did their own episode. But this time we were with some friends. We wanted to do our own episode, and we had some real guests. So let's get to introduction. We're gonna go around this way.
Ooh.
Introduce yourself, bro.
Okay, hello audio listeners and hello video people. I'm Anthpo. I be making content on YouTube. I ran into these fellows at a shoot, and they're quite wonderful people, and they invited me on. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's good, everybody? I'm Joshua Nishi, or known as NishCooks. I be whipping. I've made cooking videos on Instagram and TikTok. I'm basically a TikToker. I met all these people at this shoot, and they the homies.
Facts.
Yo, it's good. I'm Khan. I mean, y'all kind of already know me.
Most of them probably already know Khan because we're always with them.
Y'all know me as the Glizzy Gobbler. and most of any kind of collaboration I do with these guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, I make music. I be chilling, and this is low key like a CW cast, bro.
Yeah.
This is what like
It really is.
This is what like news media be like. You know what? We want a diverse crew.
We're real. Let's hire
Asian,
2 black people,
white, and a black guy. This is like literally reality television.
It really is. But yo, like, thank you everybody for listening today, and I feel really good about like having guests. Like, you guys are actually our first guests
ever
on the podcast.
Yo, really is.
Dang, I'm honored.
First, you guys are our
to the
first
fucking homies,
guests.
bro.
First guests on here, bro. I love you guys for coming on here.
First guest.
Yes, sir. 50 in, bro. First guest. We've been holding it down with just with a regular 5. But
you got some great new guests, like 3 in one episode, bro. Y'all
for
wild
real.
on this one.
And by the way, yo, if my voice is pretty gone today, bro, it's because I've been fucking screaming the last 2 days on set alongside with Ant, bro. Like with Connie's been going crazy.
I just came from a shoot.
Yeah.
Yelling at each other. So
all day.
Screaming at each other all day.
We yelling at each other for like 4-6 hours.
Yeah.
Man.
Non-stop.
Non-fucking stop. But all right. So first thing I wanted to talk about, topic 1. I actually wanted to discuss TikTok, right? Because I was having a conversation with Nish about it earlier, and TikTok as a platform, right? It came in and it kind of just took by storm. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and people have been flooding onto TikTok. You know, trying to blow up on TikTok, and a lot of people say the algorithm itself is like very different from many other social medias, in ways that it's been helping people, you know, blow up on where they haven't been able to blow up on other social medias. And for like me, like personally, like I look at TikTok. At first, when I looked at TikTok, I did not like that app at all. But it was mostly because
why though?
But it was only because I kept only seeing the side of TikTok that was just like a whole bunch of white people dancing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it was only, you know, Reddit.
I know that one, bro.
Yeah. It was just a bunch of white people dancing, and I saw a lot of cringy shit on it, and I was just like, I don't like that.
How early was this? How early?
This is like when it just like
Oh,
was
2018?
yeah.
2018. Okay, yeah.
But then I started giving it a chance like late 2019.
Okay.
And I was like, there's so much more to this app.
Yep.
Like, and I really started paying attention to it, especially this year. That's when I really got sucked into that. Yeah. And I started really paying attention to like what it does for people. And I was like, yo, like this is actually a pretty valid app.
Yep.
And I know,
I feel like we all kind of got sucked into it because of like COVID. Just
yeah, especially because
like,
of COVID.
Nobody had shit to do, so it's like, all right, let's fucking download TikTok and let's just see.
Yeah.
And then you scrolling for hours.
Hours.
Just
Yo,
suck lost.
I would
into
lay
that
in
shit.
bed just.
Yo, they got the
scrolling.
algorithm down pat. Bro.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And like your For You page just gets tailored to you.
Yes.
Like, the more you're on it, the more what you like, and so it just gets tailored to you. And I know, like, you know, like Nish and you, Anthpo, like you guys have like found like some really good success on TikTok. Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to know like what it was like for y'all, like, you know, first starting on TikTok and then, you know, going up to that success that you guys found on there.
Yeah, you can start it off.
Oh, you know what I'm
Good
saying?
Mr.
I
TikTok.
love TikTok, bro. Like, I fucking love this app. It changed my fucking life. Can I cuss?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we fuck, bitch. Suck my dick.
Jimmy texted us.
Yeah, we.
Hey, fuck Jimmy, man.
Fuck Jimmy.
Yeah,
Continue.
It changed my life, bro, and I still think it could change so many more. And how I felt about me, like literally blowing up overnight, is honestly like, sometimes I get in my own head and I think like, yo, like I don't deserve this shit sometimes. But like I feel like it was opportunity meets preparation. Like I've been staying like I'm a young entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this shit. Like I've been doing this since like I was like, I don't know, like 7th grade. Like I've been investing in stocks since 7th grade, building, like trying to do my own businesses and hustles. So like that ties into me cooking, because that helps me save money so that I could build my own wealth. And I was like, yo, like I want to do this cooking thing because, you know, it's lit. Like,
Boy, do whip though.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach the youngins how to cook so they're not wasting all their money at, like, I don't know, anywhere. And when it happened, what I was thinking was like actually before I posted it, bro, like I was like, I low key knew, like Popeye. I was seeing the rhythm, like Popeyes was going crazy, literally trending everywhere. People was dying over Popeyes. I dropped the cooking video. I didn't only know that increased my. I knew it was gonna happen just because like the Popeyes was going crazy, and TikTok, like I saw nobody making cooking videos, and like no, I knew because y'all know BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
They go crazy, like millions of views over no voiceover, nothing, just straight cooking, like. And I was like, I could teach them word for word how to do this in the same amount of time. So I was like, let me get on this. And
It was on your real Gordon Ramsay shit, man.
Yeah.
Anytime you be like, alright, let me teach you. I be having like PTSD flashbacks of all the Kitchen Nightmare episodes.
Bro, I remember at one point I just straight binged a whole bunch of Kitchen Nightmare episodes. So I just binge watched a whole bunch of them. So when you brought Gordon Ramsay, I was like, oh yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Go.
It's also your personality too. Like you put your personality into your videos.
Yes, I really do try. Like I was trying to take out the like, I don't know, like this, like the strictness of cooking. Like do this. I'm like, no, bro. Like do this, do whatever the fuck you want, and then do whatever the fuck you want again. Like don't measure, feel it. Like cooking is fun when you feel it. When you get measuring cups out and shit, that shit is boring. And you got more dishes. You just look at it and you're like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. If it doesn't taste good, next time you run it back, you're like, oh, less of this, more of that, and you feel it.
Real trial and error type shit. Like if you fucking first time, I bet run it back.
Run it back. It might be better next time.
I mean, I'm gonna waste my bank account. Fuck it,
like,
run it
back.
Yeah, bro, you managed to like make cooking fun again. Like literally, like my mom follows like 5 people on TikTok, and he's one of them. Yeah, like my like 45-year-old like white mom is just like fucking with you on TikTok, you know? Like,
Tell her I'll fuck with her. Like, she's a real one. She raised an amazing kid.
Sexy ass,
yes, bro.
cutest blue eyes I've ever seen.
Blue eyes, white male.
Blue eyes, white male, bro. Yeah, but what about you, man?
Ooh, all right. So I've had an interesting story. So like, I started on YouTube. I started beginning of 2019. I started making YouTube videos, and that immediately started to take off for me. And then like I heard of TikTok. Like TikTok was a thing around that time, and for me it had always been like a back burner thing because like YouTube pays you directly. Like it's good money, and TikTok was just like a thing for fun. It was like Vine, right? Like people go on TikTok to be YouTubers. Like that was the thing. Like you go on TikTok to be a YouTuber. So that was like the mentality I had. Like I would make TikToks for fun, right? Like I had a few TikToks I would get like 3 million views and like 4 million views. I'd be like, yo, like that's lit, but like I don't see money from that. So like it's not worth it for me to invest all my time and efforts into it. That being said, I got invited to a TikTok house. So I had helped this TikToker named Wahoni kind of build up his YouTube channel a little bit. And we had been friends because of that. And then he's like, yo, like I'm starting a house, like pull up. I'm like, oh gosh, like this YouTuber dude who like didn't do any of this. Yeah, it was interesting. Like the joke was like, there's this guy named Polo Boy in the house who like,
I know Polo Boy.
Like everyone knows Polo Boy. Like we're on the opposite sides of the internet, dude. Like complete opposite sides. Like I'm nerdy. I make like awkward comedy stuff, and like he's like traditional like internet like COD humor type stuff. And like I'm with it, but like I'm far from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
It's
I feel
two
you
different spectrums kind of coming together.
completely.
Yeah.
So like my joke was like, bro, like legitimately nobody asked for the Polo Boy Anthpo collab. Like you know there was the one dude who's like, yes, like Anthpo X Polo Boy, but like other than that, like nobody asked for it. So then like we did the house nobody asked for, and you know there's you could look up the thing for that, but we've been doing pretty good since then. Long story short about TikTok, like it's a phenomenal platform for new creators. Like I tell people this all the time, like, yo, I want to be a YouTuber. I'm like, no, you don't. Like you want to be on TikTok right now. Like unless you have a YouTube following, like you want to be on TikTok right now. You know, like it's just such a great platform to first of all like learn how to make content, and also like get the dopamine of like being successful, bro.
Yeah.
Like anybody can get it. Like my roommate Henry, like dude has not made content ever and like managed to get 30K on TikTok just like putting shit out there. It is so doable. Like it's just such a good start no matter where you end up, YouTube, TikTok, freaking anywhere. Like TikTok's the place to be, I guess.
Yeah.
100%, bro.
I think it's also like a good thing to help you develop like a consistency, like a habit. Because I like before I got into TikTok, like I was only dropping songs like maybe like once or twice a month. But like after I got into TikTok, I was dropping shit like weekly. Cause like it puts you in cause it's such an easy way of just recording content. Like you put your phone there, do whatever you want, and then do like really light editing, and then you already have a video that like has the chance of getting at least like 100K or 50K, right? Which is still like valid. Even though on TikTok it's not like phenomenal, but it's still like a good start. And so like it's such an easy way to just keep pumping out content that I think like that developing that habit with TikTok is able to help like cross translate to like YouTube. So I guess in a way TikTok is kind of like a baby step, and then that allows like that opens the gates of like, oh okay, so I got like a couple 100,000 followers on TikTok, and that they are like maybe like 20% of that or 30 went over to YouTube, but like 20% of 100K is still a good amount. And so like I think it's a great starting point if you really want to go, and it lets you know if like, okay, do I really want to do like content creation? Is this really the lifestyle that I want to get into? And if it is, then it's like, yo, you already have a good platform to start off of.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
I feel like if there's anything that I've learned like just watching people on TikTok, like I feel like TikTok has reinforced the notion that consistency is very important, because it's social media in general, because like people's attention span is very short. You know what I'm saying? And like I feel like it has a lot to do with like if you're out of sight, you become out of mind. You know? And I feel like a lot of people tend to really blow up on TikTok, especially some of the people that I follow on TikTok. Like they've blown up because of how consistent they are. Like even if it's like not even the most high production thing, you know what I'm saying? Like just consistency and personality is very important. And just me watching people on TikTok like show that personality is very important. It's shown me that I want to be more of myself when it comes to any type of content I put out, because like I'm not really on the TikTok scene. I want to get into it though.
Yes.
Like I'm not on the TikTok scene currently, but like I take Instagram a little bit more seriously. And the thing about Instagram, right, is that whenever I posted or like whenever I like did anything on Instagram, I something about me was just like I didn't want to fully be myself. Like I wanted to separate who I was from my online personality. Like I wanted to be a completely different person, and I realized that made me so upset with life. It just killed my motivation for wanting to do anything, because I was trying way too hard to be someone that I wasn't. You know, I was trying to give off this really like cool personality, like nothing's wrong with me, like I have no issues or anything, like all I do is just fucking dance and like dress nicely, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't need to know anything else. But then like I kept like, you know, investing so much time in social media and like trying to separate me from my social media personality, but also giving so much to social media is like I was forgetting who I was. You know, I was forgetting who I was, and I was just like, I just need to be more like the person I show on social media. But then that just made me not want to put anything out at all. Until like I started changing the way I looked at it, and like even the people I was hanging around with, or like just people I kept seeing like on other social media platforms, especially TikTok, it was just like why can't I just be myself? You know?
I feel that, bro. Like any piece of content I make for TikTok, like I could fully be myself with like not even thinking about it twice on TikTok. Like I could make some goofy ass video and I go to Instagram because like all my videos are recipes. And I'll be like, I could post this to Reels. I was kind of like, because Instagram is very judgmental.
Yeah.
TikTok is just a very accepting place. That's why I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to hey, bro, dog, wow, it'd be good.
Rex in your sleeve, bro.
He all the way. I wish we could have showed that on camera. Yo, the dog straight in
I
there.
just turned my head and it's just
in
a
the
sleeve moving back and forth, and I was like, bro, what the? Is that Rex? I'm not gonna lie, I deadass thought that was like an anime antagonist, bro. That shit looked like a demon coming out of the nether realm, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
Yeah, with that being said, like I still think that like for like everyone here, like we should put more into TikTok because TikTok, like it's only one, like I feel like it's 1 year in of it being a legitimate app, like just legitimately, and that's really young, and there's just so much for us to grab because there's so much content that isn't there, and that fashion you could feel, and comedy that you could feel, and rap and acting, and it's just so much that it hasn't been filled with. It's so not oversaturated. People, I feel like people think it is, but it's really not. If you just gotta be creative and you could fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
I definitely I would want to jump into TikTok, sometime soon. You feel me? But I could definitely agree with what Stephon said about putting out content that you really don't feel is yourself. Because for me specifically, like I've been on YouTube 4 years. Like I haven't posted recently, in a minute. But I've been on YouTube for 4 years, and I could definitely say my original content is like I was just being stupid. Like I put on a persona of just this angry motherfucker who was just angry at life, and it was funny, but it got tiring.
Yeah.
Deep into it got really fucking tiring trying to become that person. And y'all know me, bro. I'm rarely angry.
Yeah.
Rarely.
You be calm, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm like
be calm.
the calmest motherfucker you will ever meet. So it's very opposite to who I am. But it's still like pieces of me. But I really want to be fully myself. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what I want to put out onto the internet.
Yeah, just being completely like myself.
I feel like that's the direction that the world is going now.
Because the funny thing is, like, I feel like we had a conversation about this. Like, what is in, like, you know how media is like ever changing. Like what's popular is always changing, is always changing. I feel like right now we're in the age of people care more about who you are, like actually behind the persona. Like behind like what you put out, people care more about like who you actually are now, like rather than before. Because there was an era where people cared a lot about like we didn't really give a fuck about you. We cared about like what you just showed us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was like we saw the mask and we were just like, cool, I'm fine with the mask. But now like with a lot of like even like with shit like cancel culture or like a lot of things that happen on Twitter, whatever, everyone wants to pierce through you now. Like everyone wants to look. They look at you and they're just like, okay, who are you behind this? That's why there's so many people that's like, if you get famous, people are always trying to figure out if they have any dirt like that you're hiding. Like if there's anything about you that's just like, yo, like what did he ever do anything that like that's not socially acceptable or something like that? Like people are caring more about transparency. That's why I'm like, if you want to blow up, it's just be your fucking self. Mm-hmm. And not everybody's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like being yourself isn't always going to be entertaining. But what would you rather do? Like blow up, like hating because you got to be somebody else, or blow up being yourself? And I feel like that's like where I am personally. I just really want to be myself and show off all the talents that I have personally while being like myself.
I feel like it also kind of has to do with like because of people's short attention span nowadays. Because back in the past, like people were okay with the mask because it was like kind of accepting, like and it was like that was what was entertaining. But now like the only thing that I feel like can really grab people's attention span is your true self. Because like you don't want to have this like, hey guys, how are you doing? Because like when people see that offer, they're gonna be like, oh,
this motherfucker.
They're gonna be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is you doing?
Yeah.
So if you come off straight, like how you actually are, and especially if your actual self is legitimately entertaining, like you provide something different. If it's because nobody can be you. You know what I mean? Like you're the most your true self is the most original it could be. So if you put that like in front of the camera, out into like to social media, like people are gonna receive that well, just because of the fact that it's like, oh word, this is something that's slightly different from the rest.
Yeah.
Not completely, but slightly, and like this now has my attention. Whereas like if you try to put on a persona, so many other people probably have tried that same persona, and it's gonna just be like a wash and repeat of what people are used to, of what people already seen.
Yeah,
That was definitely.
big facts. I think kind of on the same point, like you said, like just putting yourself out there. I think the main thing I see with like people starting off TikTok or like wanting to start any social media, they keep saying it. I have so many friends that are like, yo, like I'm gonna get into TikTok, or like I'm gonna get into this, and it's like not only are they not getting into like TikTok or YouTube, but they're not like getting into anything. You know, like most of my buddies are like college friends, right? So like, oh yeah, like I got a paper this week, so like I'm just gonna do it next week. Like, you know, I know people on TikTok that literally just like spend 5 minutes a day filming like 2 or 3 TikToks, and they got like 300K just off doing that. And I think what you guys are saying is so right. Like, being yourself is like infinitely better, especially from like a time perspective, and even just like blowing up is most of the time easier that way too. It's like people just don't take the first step. Like once you take the first step, you're 50% done. That's what they say about like entrepreneurial endeavors.
Yo, I think that really is like the biggest. I feel like that's like the hardest hurdle for anybody to try and jump through, because it's like everybody has that anxiety of like, oh, I'm gonna look stupid on camera, or like, oh, it's TikTok. It's like a little, like, especially if you're older, like they're like, oh, TikTok, like that's like a kid's game, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I especially me, like I've had to learn this. I know you've been struggling with that too, like about like just learning how to like say fuck it and just film. And you know, cause like literally half the time, if you just say fuck it and film, like you don't know what you're gonna make. Sure, it could turn out completely trash, but it could also be like turn out to be one of your best like masterpiece ever.
It's better to try than not at all.
Yeah, because if you fail, like you have to really think like, what are you gonna actually lose? Like, let's say you spend 30 minutes trying to make something and it turns out completely trash. You're like, fuck this, but you only wasted 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You still have 23 hours and 30 minutes left in your day to make another, like something more entertaining, or even just something that might seem like slightly better.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like it's always better just to like say fuck it and do it. Especially if you're starting out, because what do you really have to lose in the beginning?
Most definitely.
Yeah, to continue like the being yourself. Like I think I got extremely lucky with like being myself, because they're really like, if I like me as a person, like I don't really think ahead. Like I just do it. And like when I was like recording my voiceover and recorded my first year of making videos, all of my content was all shot, edited on my phone, and voiceover on my phone, talking like this, like voiceover. And like it really is about how like it is really about you as the unique person, not how good like your 4K video looks or your USB mic, whatever you got. Like being you is like the most important thing. Like I think that's why I was able to reach where I got.
Yeah, so to ask a question, right? When this kind of slides into my next topic as well. Dealing with like creative blocks, you know? Like whenever like you're dealing with anything that, you know, you want to do, like videos or like, you know, modeling or like, you know, or comedy, whatever you want to do. Like I'm pretty sure we've all dealt with those moments where it's just like we just feel like we hit a wall. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just creative blocks, and, like, we just feel like, yo, right now, I can't think of anything to do. Because I've been feeling that recently. Where, like, recently, I've just been, like, I want to get something done. But, like, every time I start getting something done, I'm just, like, I can't think of anything. Or, like I just feel like there's something blocking me. And, like, I just keep trying to, like, I want to be creative. But it's just, like, I sit there, and I'm thinking of something, and I'm just, like, why can't anything come to mind? So it's like how do y'all deal with like creative blocks?
I guess I could start this. I feel like for me, because I relate to that and like super heavily, just because like I've been making music ever since I was like in middle school. Like I've been rapping ever since I was in middle school, and there was so many times where I just couldn't write anything. Like I couldn't come up with a cool enough bar, or like I thought my punchlines was weak as fuck. And it took me like a long time to kind of like sort of get past the whole like creative block stigma. But I think one factor that plays heavily into like creative blocks is like repetition. Like if you keep doing the same shit over and over again, you kind of lose like you kind of lose that initial spark because you're doing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
And also it's hard. It's easier to get a creative block when it's like you're like that's the only shit you're doing over. And when I say only shit, like that's the only shit in your life that you're doing over and over again. Because I know like with me, when I get like music, like for example with music, if I get creative blocks, I'll like watch a film. Or I'll drink some, like I'll go out and exercise, or maybe even read a book. Although I haven't really done that, but so I capped on that. But it's like one of the aspect of that is like kind of just switching things up. Like even every now and then, just doing something where you're like completely out of nature.
Yeah.
Not crazy. Like don't go out and I don't know, like kill somebody to try and stop your creative block. Just don't be like, damn, I don't know.
So I might just stab somebody. That might inspire me.
Fuck it.
Yeah, but it's like sometimes, because I know like with us, like sometimes when I'm like really bored, like when we was back in New York, I would just like say fuck it, hit y'all up, and we'd go for like a late night drive.
Yes.
And then we would just talk, and during that late night drive, and we would just come up with so many new ideas. And I guess that kind of spirals into another concept, like having creative homies around. And this is like something that kind of I feel like all of us can kind of relate to, because it's only recently that we've had like we're surrounded in a really creative like space.
Yes.
Like with what you said, like back home, most of your friends were mainly like college kids that weren't really trying to do creative shit. The only person I'm assuming was Henry, like your videographer. And so I think like especially like in the space I am right now with Jimmy and Gabe, like if I have a creative block, I can always go to Gabe and just be like, yo bro, like I don't know what the fuck to do, or I'm kind of stumped. What do you think I should like write or something? Because like I think a lot of it as a creator, you kind of have to kill like that artist ego, that creator ego of like, oh, I gotta do this shit myself. Like no, you got creative homies around you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like sometimes don't be afraid to just go up to your friend and be like, bro, I don't know what the fuck to do. I've been stuck on this one thing. Can you give me some topics? Give me like some ideas that I could run through. And then you might be surprised like what your friends could come up with. Or even if it's like, if their idea is bad, that might like spark a new idea where you're like, I'm not gonna go with this, but that like led me into a new path. So I feel like there's a lot of mediums of being able to get out of a creative block, but you have to be the one to take that initial step to be like, okay, word, like I'm stuck now, but like let me do something. Just even if it's just like going for a run, or like going to my homie's place and we just having a talk, and then that might spark just something. You know what I mean? I mean, especially in this circle, like we're all creatives. So me being around y'all and talking to y'all, I was just like, I already gained like so many, like even like when we was back at the B&B and I was like telling you, just pitching ideas about, oh, let's make like a song about, I don't know, like some fucked up shit, but it's funny. And then we was like, cool. And then with you, with like I was just like, just ideas popping into my head like as soon as I thought, like just by being around y'all.
I agree. Being in this, I've never been in an environment where there's other people that are creative around me. Only recently I'll say that my brother and my girlfriend have become like creative. Like they become creative mindset, because I feel like everyone has that creative in them, but like it just has to be pulled out, and they have to like believe in themselves to do that. And like being here, like around other people who like are actually doing it, like I actually like think so many more ideas, just because like first of all we on like a super ambitious video. Like this is ambitious, and like I just think like, yo, I could be more ambitious with my dishes. Like I could cook something way crazier that maybe some people like.
I thought you said I could be more ambitious with
my
my
bitch.
bitch.
Nah, we was on different topics. I heard ambitious with my bitches. You said ambitious with my dicks.
That makes sense.
You heard he's on some topic.
I heard you.
Wow.
I heard what you said, but he's on some shit.
I mean, I heard it
He's on
afterwards.
some shit.
I was like, damn, I don't know about that. That's crazy. I was like, bro, that's the first takeaway you had from being around us, is being more ambitious with your dicks. Damn, I don't know whether to feel honored.
Man, to each their own, you know what I'm saying?
To continue that, damn, what was I saying? Yeah, like just being in this environment, like around other creators, like it just my creative juices are just coming out. Like I already got like I got Google Docs. I got like 10 videos already like written out. I'm gonna execute it.
Bro, like just having a conversation with you, like we had a talk the other night, and just being just being here around all of you has just like sparked so much in my head, and like just having just one-on-one conversations with some of y'all, like just hearing y'all out. Like me personally, I have like 6 videos I want to shoot when I get back to New York. Like,
just do it.
I mean, and I'm just gonna do it, bro. Like I was just feeling like I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. But then, like, just having conversations with y'all, like, seeing y'all work, or just, like, just, like spitting ideas back and forth with y'all, it was just, like, I needed this. Mm-hmm. Like, I needed this,
I feel like Nish is going to be one of them dudes. You know the kids at the lunch table? They'll put milk in the broccoli and shit.
He's like, yo, y'all sleep on this milk broccoli. Y'all sleep. It looked a little funny, but this shit slaps.
I promise. I would never lie to you.
I think it's important to remember how you do it and why you do it. So, like, first of all, like, why you do it. So I think there's a few different ways to approach that, right? Like, do you get inspired by, like, artists that you looked up to, or do you get, affirmation from others, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, me personally, when I'm in a rut, it's like, why am I even doing this? It's like, oh, yeah, like, I look at people like Tyler, the Creator. I'm like, this dude is, like, literally changed me as a person. Like, I want to pass that same thing down to, like, younger generations, right? Like, I feel like I'm almost passing down the torch. Like, I will never lose sight of, like, why I'm doing it. And I think each of you and everybody listening, like, has a reason to do, what they're doing. Even if it isn't creative. Like, why are you in finance? Like, it might just be to, put, food on the table, like, whatever it might be. For, like, creatives, you also might be a person who just likes the attention, right? Like, it's a valid reason. Like, looking at your viewership and being like, you know what? Like, I love the fact that people are watching me. But, like, remembering why you do it, right? Yeah. That's super important. And also how you do it.
Yeah.
So I see that, like, in a few ways. Some people need time on their own and kind of, like, seclude and, think to themselves. Like, going on a run, that's a huge thing. Like, a lot of creative people, like, in the entrepreneurial space more so, I hear it all the time, like, dudes be coming up with, like, billion-dollar ideas, like, on a jog down the block,
Yeah.
Huge shit. And then the other way to do it is the brute force thing. I do this all the time. It's a freaking great exercise. It's going to sound lame. But I sit down for an hour and just, I'm not allowed to leave my pen and paper until I have 100 ideas.
Yeah.
They can be anything. Like, it can be like an invention for like toilet plunging, but like 100 ideas. Like, sometimes I'll be like 100 ideas for videos, like, right now. And like, around like 25 minutes in, your brain hurts. Like, it hurts. You're like, oh my gosh. But like, that's when you get the creative juices flowing. You start grabbing inspiration from anything, like, oh, doorknob, like trash can, like, you gotta come up with ideas.
Bro, that's
I'm
interesting.
I'm not gonna take that.
Spartan
This man is like,
that's
I want to stop.
Tactic, bro.
I want to stop. I can't. I gotta.
Yeah. Bro, that's I like that.
I'm running that,
bro.
Nah,
I'm running that. I'm running that.
Sure.
I'm running that.
That's why the white man succeed, bro.
White man succeed, bro.
Because they brutal.
Yeah, bro. I'm here. No, I can't stop. I gotta colonize somebody.
Hey man, but it worked.
Nah,
That's fire. I like that.
out of anybody, I'd want you to colonize me, bro.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
That means the world to me.
You can colonize all of our people.
Yo, so funny, like, kind of side thing, right?
Yeah.
So, speaking like creative blocks, like, do y'all ever like think about, and this is gonna be a complete left, y'all ever think about, there's ever like creative blocks and like shit like porn?
like sometimes you gotta get creative with your strokes. Like you
like, you ever think about that?
I think that's how, like, the step bro shit came up. Step sis. They ran out of stuff. They ran out of stuff. They're like, yo, the nurse stuff is getting old. The doctor, whatever. They're like, you know what? My stepmom stuck in the dryer when she got so much space to get out. When she's saying, yo, I'm stuck.
You know what they did, bro? They did exactly his tactics.
They sat there and they looked at the dryer. They're like, oh, a dryer. Word.
They looked at the dishwasher first, and then they looked at the dryer.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie though. Like, do y'all know, like, what actually, like, was one of the very first, like, early, like stuck shit. I don't know if y'all know who Jodie West is.
No.
But she was like one of the first, and like literally like when I discovered her, like I didn't there was nobody else doing the stuck in the sink shit. Like it's like this middle-aged white lady, right? And it's like the very first, like this was like the first shit I've ever, cause I knew it was first because it was low quality. Yeah. It was filmed from a low quality camera.
The vintage.
And basically it's like she's like in this like light blue top and then like khakis, right? And then she like stuck in she's like cleaning the dishes, and she's like a great actress, bro. Like she's like she's really like selling she's like gets stuck in the can. She's like, oh my goodness, like, and like you could see like the distress on her face. And then like her son comes in, like Levi, and then I got this shit, bro. You know how many this video has like 10 to like 20 million on Pornhub, bro. God, like she's like stuck. And then Levi like walks up behind her, and then he's like, and they're both like great, like they're really like enveloped in the scene, bro. Oh, and then she's like Levi, like please, and you hear like dramatic music. So this really feels like a cinematic piece of art.
You're so she's passionate about it,
bro.
I like watch this now.
I dead ass like memorize, and she's just like Levi, please help me, and like it starts out mad innocent, right? And then Levi's like trying to help her, and then he's like. And then he comes up with the lube, and then like and you would think like it's only stuck actually in like a dishwasher. You would lube the hand up and then try to pull it out. He just lubes her whole body, and he was like, I think this will just really help you. Like I think if your entire body is moisturized, like it will just help your hand. Somehow, maybe it'll drip down onto your arm, and you'll be able to pull it out. And so he's like doing all of this, and he's like, you know what? Just to get into the flow, maybe I should be moisturized too. So he just strips naked, butt ass naked, and he's like, is this helping? Is this helping? And then Jodie's like, oh, Levi, oh my God, I can't believe you're naked. But I think it's working. It's pulling out. And then like his dick is just hard, right? And now he's just rubbing against her, like he's just rubbing against her pants. And he's like, you know what? I think to help you, I really think you need to be naked right now.
Yo,
like cause
you got frame, you got play by play.
Yeah,
bro, like she was like, he was just like, cause you like all the clothes is just like friction. Like we have to get rid of this. And she's like, oh my God, oh my goodness. And then like he's like, and then like you hear like the music slowly starts like stopping, and then it's just kind of silent, and you just hear like he's just rubbing his shaft against her butt cheeks.
Yo, what the fuck?
Rubbing his shaft against her butt cheeks, and then this is immaculate acting, because you see Jodie West like this, and she's like, Levi, what are you doing? Levi, stop. And then Levi is just like, just it's good. I'm helping. And then she's like, oh my goodness, Levi. Oh my goodness. And then he shoves it in, right?
Yo, he's seen this video like 20 times.
No, this shit is ingrained in my memory. He shoves it in, and she's like, Levi, we have to stop this now. And then he's just like, but it feels so good. And then they just like they get into it. They start fucking crazy. And then like even my favorite part of the video is like throughout the entire scene, like she's obviously into it, right? But she's still staying in character. She's like, we can't be doing this. Oh my God, Levi. Oh my God. No, I can't like this. Oh my God. And it's like there's something about that video that just slapped for me.
So what was the question?
Yeah, dead ass.
But just case in point, like that, I think is what like kind of like started the whole stepbrother getting stuck in the dryer shit, because like that video has like 10 to 20 million on like Pornhub. Like
we should do a reaction video.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, see, I'm not doing it.
That shit like blew up on Pornhub. So I think like that's personally what inspired like everything else. Like that was like the OG video that like kind of started.
So all right. So like I said, like the whole like creative block with with porn or whatever, right? So you personally ain't.
I have an encyclopedic knowledge of porn, bro. So like I just know I know this shit.
So like say like we give it like another 100 years. Where do you think porn is gonna be at in the next 100 years?
Wow, I know this one for sure.
Definitely. Oh, VR.
Yeah,
definitely.
1,000%. You know, it's gonna. There's one of the anime movies. I forget which one. It's something along the lines of like Ghost in the Shell, where like all porn is like there's no point of like legitimately having intercourse because like you can experience like pure bliss through VR. Like that is literally gonna be a thing. Like we joke about it and like like they got the hentai VR headset, but like bro, for real, like give it like 100 years. Like VR is gonna get to a point where it's like indistinguishable from real life.
Like you'll be able to feel. I mean, if you think about it, because like now this is like a tactic that like I don't use on the regular, but like I did this once.
Yeah.
Where like I had like a, what the fuck is it called? It's like those fake butts and like a fake pussy.
Yeah.
And like so I lubed up the inside and I had no. I got it.
No way.
I got it from like a friend.
Uh-huh.
This was like
So he put his dick in it.
Yeah.
And you put okay.
No way.
No way. Let me finish. So I got a VR headset from another homie, and then another homie lent me his sex toy. Like he cleaned it though. He cleaned it. Like he had a toothbrush and he cleaned the inside of it. Like we like thoroughly washed it with like Clorox and shit, right?
Wow.
So I had like this fake, just essentially a fake pussy, and I got the VR headset, and I was and there's like Pornhub specific videos that are specifically for VR.
Yeah,
right?
I know those. Yeah.
So I was like watching it, and like the sex toy that he specifically bought, it was like from this like porn website where it's like apparently like the mold is supposed to be modeled after an actual porn star.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So I was like watching that porn
Yeah,
star's
yeah.
video, right? And then like I was just matching the strokes with like the sex toy. I was just like, and like I'm not gonna lie. That nut was the most immaculate nut I've ever had in my life. Because
still recording, right?
Because like my imagination was just busting, bro. It was literally because like I lubed, I just squeezed like an entire inside, like so the whole shit was warm and just.
Bro, we went from like psychoanalyzing TikTok and creative blocks. He's like, bro, that note was immaculate.
I was really like I had my toes were like curling inward.
Oh my God.
Like I had my foot was like this, bro. Wow. And I was just like I was moaning and everything, bro. And that is to me is like the future of porn, bro.
Thanks for bringing it back. Yeah, I appreciate
that. To me is the future of porn because like if we can do shit like that now with like already accessible tools, there's definitely one person out there that's gonna find a way of like combining those two elements and making it just 10 times easier. Wow. You know what I mean? Like they might come out with like a headset, a VR headset / sex toy package where it's like you just buy that and then you essentially just have the full set. Or maybe even a better idea, you get like a fucking sex toy. It's just a VR headset with a life-size sex toy. But it's like shit like this exists, right? Yeah. People just don't take advantage of it. So it's like take advantage. It's like if you think about it, if you want to compare it to like TikTok, it's like a musician that's like unknown to a bunch of people because he doesn't have the right platform. But when they get put on that right platform, they blow the fuck up. So if you think about it, this shit exists now. It just doesn't have the right backing, doesn't have the right like promotion, right? But it exists. So eventually, somewhere down the line, somebody is gonna find some creative way, or they have like a rich grandpa or something that just throws a shit ton of money at them, and then they are able to make this shit pushed straight into the mainstream. And then everybody who's just like a fucking sex addict, from like a sex addict to just your regular run-of-the-mill virgin, is gonna have access to this type of fucking material. And that is gonna change the whole porn game, bro.
Bro, this man Khan broke down the philosophy of like porn and sex toys. Yo, welcome to the Factology Podcast, man, where we talk about anything and everything.
This shit is next level.
But you want to know what's funny? And it ties into my next topic, right? The funny thing about this, right, is that conversations like this happen because of like the right people. You know what I'm saying? Because you like in most situations you would not be able to like sit in a group and listen to something like that.
It's just because it's just a different breed. Like it's just you
built different, bro.
Different, right? Facts.
But I do want to talk about like the importance of having quote unquote the right friends, or like having the quote unquote the right group of people around you. Yeah. And I feel like things like that ring true, especially for people like us, like being creatives or just I feel like everyone here has a personality type that shines when we're around the right people.
Yeah.
And I if there's anything I always say that I feel extremely blessed to have the ability to make good friends. You know, because there are some people who haven't met a single real person in their fucking lives. You know what I'm saying? There's people out there that haven't like been able to make a good friend, even though no matter how hard they've been trying, you know? But for me, I fucking got flown out to LA for a video shoot, and now like I feel like I'm fucking best friends with Nish and Anthpo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And like the crazy part about it is that like I met them and it's like just immediate, like we're cool as fuck. I've only known you guys for 2-3 days now. And like I fucking love talking
I feel like
to you.
I know, like I've been knowing you, bro.
Yeah.
Like I got, like I'm sad that I'm not gonna see you for a fat minute.
Nah, for real.
Like, I'm actually sad, bro.
Miss y'all.
That's
for
sad.
real.
I don't like think. Let's not think about that.
Yeah. Because like it's always like I always felt like I was blessed too in the same regard because it's just like, especially like with meeting you guys, like it straight up feels like family. Like talking to every one of y'all, fucking being around. Like every conversation I have with Anthpo and Nish, I feel like I feel like I'm talking to a brother. Same with Nichols and Stefan. Like every time I talk to y'all, like I just feel like I'm like, yo, this just feels like I'm kicking it with like a relative, like a family member that's like close to me. And so it's like, it's definitely like, to me, I just feel like I've been blessed. Like, with not only just opportunities, but the opportunity to like develop this bond with you guys as well.
Yeah, for real. Cause I like we mentioned before, like just being around people like y'all just naturally boosts my sense of creativity, and like that is so important for just my mental health in general, you know, because like I feel like being a creative person is naturally mentally taxing, you know, because like being creative, it already separates you it already separates you from the norm, like in ways like I'm pretty sure none of us would feel comfortable working a minimum wage job. We've all tried it, or I don't know if
yes,
we've tried. I've tried it, and it feels the fucking worst.
Oh yeah.
And like I don't feel content in the slightest because like just mentally I feel so creative that it's just like I feel like I'm holding myself back, or like I feel like I'm being tethered. You know what I'm saying? Being like, feel like, oh, I have to fucking work this boring ass job.
I like that though. I remember when I worked a minimum wage job, I was like, I'm gonna use this because my bosses were dickheads. So I was like, I'm gonna use this motherfucker as my step to my success. So I was like, I'm saving every single penny and I'm gonna spend this all on the camera or some shit, or invest in my business. So I'm like, I was like deep down, I was hurting, but I was like deep down, I was like, this is for me and my future. This is gonna make me happy. So, like,
that's the way to look at it. Cause me personally, I used to work at Aldo as a shoe store.
Okay.
I used to work in Times Square.
You peeped my all those.
Yeah. I used to work there. And like I worked there for 3 years actually. I got there. I worked there from 18. And like working there, it was cool at first because I met a lot of good people there. Like I was working with a lot of genuine people, and like it was just a good time, you know, being around them, talking to them. You know, some of them were really. I made some good friends working there as well. But the thing about it is that no matter like how many good people I was around, it was just being there in general. Just kept eating at my soul. Like it just kept like just making me feel like so like constricted. And even when I wasn't working, I was working like on my personal like talented stuff, and making sure that as I was still getting my own personal endeavors like down. But it's like I worked there for so long that it was just like destroying me. Like it made me depressed. Like I remember I went through like a huge fucking depression working there. Like at one point I quit for 4 months because like how like my mental just wasn't doing good. But then I ended up going back because I just needed money. But then like I don't tell a lot of people this, bro, but like one point there was a point where I was working, and because I used to work in the stockroom, and the stockroom had no internet connection, so I couldn't use my phone while I was down there. The only time I would go upstairs is to bring shoes up or to like, you know, do some shit. But for the most part, I was just in a stockroom, working on working with like boxes and all of that shit, and like it's underground, and it's just a tight space. I had a whole mental breakdown. in that stockroom. Like literally, like cause we still had the ability to use our speakers. We had like a speaker and like so I could play music while I was down there at least. Like bro, like it was just one day I turned the music all the way up and I screamed at the top of my lungs in that stockroom, bro. Like I legit screamed because I was just like I fucking hate my life. Like that place like was destroying me mentally. So then it just got to like and the funny thing is right, like as fucked up as like COVID is, I kind of look at it as like a slight blessing.
The same.
Because of COVID, like I ended up like I stopped working there, and then like obviously at first I was working off unemployment, and then like I had like out of nowhere I had all this free time, and then I was just like,
You start learning.
I was like I told myself I was like I'm not going back. Like I don't give a fuck. I'm not going back. So it was like, I'm taking full advantage of this COVID shit. I was like, I got all this free time, but I started teaching myself shit. I started fucking making more connections, reaching out to people, trying to do every fucking single thing I could. I think I remember I was talking to Nish and one of our other boys. I was telling them that, like, because I'm like a lot of people already know I'm super into fashion, and like is like modeling is what I really want to do, and then like. Over like quarantine, I genuinely like was just learning so much about fashion that just the way I look at the world completely flipped upside down. Like colors out of nowhere got super fucking vivid to me. Like before the world just used to look very dull and just like toned down. But like when I started teaching myself like fashion and things about colors and what matches with what and all of this shit, bro, like literally one day I woke up and for some reason every single color stood out to me. Like, I started paying attention to what matches what stands out in a room, like, what makes sense. And so, like I just started looking at, like, walking outside, my eyes just started just matching tones and shit. And, like, I was just like, what the fuck happened? And I was like, I love this shit. Like, and, like that shit just hit me, and I was just like, yeah, this fashion shit is really what I want to do. It, like, literally went into my brain, like, ran around in there and just reconfigured just the way I looked at life in general. And then like all up and just after that, bro, mad opportunities started coming out of nowhere. And then I started being more consistent with content. I was out of nowhere happy as fuck with life. I started just doing more things, meeting more people. Like I started going places. Like I knew Nichols before that whole shit. But after I like really like locked in, like, actually, I was with Nichols, like, 4 days out of every fucking week. Because I was always bringing Nichols somewhere. I was like, yo, bro, we about to go do this. Bro, we about to shoot something. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of nowhere, I just got super fucking willing to be busy as hell. And, like, I was just like, this is the lifestyle that I want to live. Now I'm in fucking L.A. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in L.A. twice now. And both times it's been working on things or just, like, meeting new people. You know? And, like, this fucking trip in particular is so fucking important to me because I was like, not only did I come out here, I worked very hard on something. I met new fucking people. Literally, I fly back on Tuesday and I don't have not a single fucking regret, bro.
Yeah.
Like not even in the slightest. And that feels amazing. Just going months without regretting anything in life, that feels fucking amazing. And that shit meant a fucking lot to me.
Yo, this is actually a kind of a question I actually want to throw at Anthpo, because I know like we were having a conversation like at the B&B, and you like told me something interesting about like before you dropped your every episode of Avatar, you were thinking about like just starting over, starting over from scratch, and I kind of I'm interested in kind of like, I guess like your mindset at that state, like what your experience was of like why you wanted to have that mindset, and like with like kind of with YouTube, like what made you think about wanting to start over and kind of like going like a clean slate almost.
Yeah, so I think like I normally think really holistically. I think it goes back to kind of what you were saying about just like being in a right state. Like COVID hit, like I had to switch up content. I think it's like a mix between like creative block and just like thinking like, oh, if I end a channel now, like it's an infinitely more compelling narrative than if it just like dwindles out and content keeps coming. It's like, C, D tier. But I think like a good little content summary for like all aspiring content creators, and even like I tell people this all the time. It's like everybody is literally one thought away from making their magnum opus. Like at any point in their life, like you never know unless you do it. I remember I literally filmed like my final video. Like I literally had everything filmed, and like I was like starting to edit it, and then like I like went on vacation or something. Like I came back and I was like, you know what, like I have an idea. Like I'm just gonna do this video, and then like 2 weeks later it was at like 4.2 million views. Like my channel got like a huge like bounce back, and I was like, I guess I'm back in it.
Yeah.
So like, the one thing, I mean, this goes for legitimately people in any field. Like if you're an entrepreneur, like you're in a company, or like if you're like, the 4 people sitting next to me, and it's like we're in this creative field, like it's just an idea. Like an idea means infinitely more than, the execution in certain facets, right? Like, and it's the same reason why like Target will never be as popular as like the average content creator, because it's just, they're not in the right headspace. Like, I think at the end of the day, like we all have the opportunity for greatness, and it's just about that one thought and just persevering and thinking through it.
Yeah, because you could get the idea that changes your whole entire life tomorrow.
That concept that you brought up about like COVID though, like and how you were, even though as fucked up as it is, it was like low key, like COVID was probably one of the biggest blessings for all content creators.
Yeah,
like all creators
for real
in general, because it like it just gave you this space, especially like the whole lockdown and having like quarantine of being inside, because like even though that did suck for a lot of people, it's like, but now you literally have nothing to do except make shit, you know what I mean? Like, or at least conceptualize things and sit down and write ideas, or Anthpo's Spartan way of writing down 100 ideas.
100 ideas.
But it's like that gives you time now, you
Yeah.
know, with COVID. I think like that was such a, like time is such an important like aspect of just anything, right? And so it's like with the whole like pandemic coming, and like it just literally gave you a giant bag of like time. Like it just expanded so many hours and allowed you like so much leeway to just be like, all right, I'm not doing shit now, like let me do something that's like fun, because I'm not doing shit and I'm sort of getting paid for not doing shit.
Yeah.
So I think that was definitely like an amazing help, I think, boost for creatives in general.
Yeah, I love Oyo.
Nah, I couldn't. No cap.
Yeah,
I love
no cap.
Oyo.
I love Oyo.
I love the similar
Boys.
mindset.
You know who I love more than all y'all though? The people watching / listening right now.
Yes, sir. You know I love y'all so much. But on that note, Nichols.
Hey, we gonna
And
end
it's
it.
off.
All right, it's me. So what we do is we just drop our social media.
Yeah, everybody could drop this. We could go this way. Socials, anything you want to
Anything,
promote. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Khantrast, I mean, you can find me on Instagram at Emperor Khan, but you should check me out on Spotify at Khantrast.
Sir.
All right, it's been your boy Nichols Bryce, at Nichols Bryce on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah.
It's your boy Joshua Nishi, or NishCooks, NishCooks. I could teach you how to whip it up, you know what I'm saying? Go
Yeah,
check
dude.
me out.
You can follow me on IG at SXVE_SARU.
And you can catch me on all platforms at Anthpo, the lowest high quality content on the internet.
Yes, sir. But on that note,
Yep.
I'm going to catch y'all later.
All right.
Peace out.
Deuces.